If you like talking,
Women.
Ladies,
men,
topic,
Conversations.
and occasional uninformed politics,
multiple talking women is for you.
Hit it! Hey ho, everybody. This is Paula Gherkin talking. Back to multiple talking women. And we have a guest, but probably, I don't know, you say your names first.
Oh, thanks, Paula. My name is Lana Brown, and I am incredibly excited to be here.
And my name is Felicity Bramblebush, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be here today because we have a very, very special guest, none other than Andrew
Leeds.
Reynolds Leeds. I wanted to call you Andrew Reynolds Leeds.
Actually, no, I know an Andrew Reynolds.
God, you do?
Yeah.
What is your middle name?
Harrison.
God, it's a great name. Why don't you use that for your stage name?
I used to use that for my stage name when I was a kid, actually.
Classy.
Oh,
But-
see? Here we go. As a kid.
That's right.
Andrew,
Yeah.
you were a child performer.
Yeah.
Tell us
And
about
somehow he has turned out to be sane and handsome and not on drugs.
Great teeth.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I noticed.
I've actually, I had almost all of my baby teeth pulled out of my face
Why?
because I guess they weren't coming out.
Late bloomer.
And then I had a couple of adult teeth pulled as well. Because my teeth weren't fitting all.
Yeah.
It's a blessing to have too many teeth for the mouth. I have very few teeth. Most of mine are fake.
Yeah.
Was it hard to grow up with that medical defect?
Malady.
Anomaly.
It was painful, yeah.
God.
I have a lot of fear about my teeth now because of it.
And nightmares about your teeth falling out.
I've had those, yeah. Have you had those?
Yes.
That's an anxiety dream.
In mine, they all crunch up in the mouth, and then I have to go. I go, and I'm spitting them out
Yeah.
like chiclets.
Listen, tell us about your experience as a child performer, please.
How did it get rolling? Were you 4 and you were singing and someone said, "Hey, get this kid on Broadway," or how did that happen?
So I was very shy, and so my mom put me in when I was 3. She put me in that seems very young, maybe 4. I don't know. It seems very young, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you've got the talent,
She put me in
have it
at the
one.
rec.
And I knew my children were talented the moment they exploded
how
out
many
of my 12 children.
out of your what?
Out of my poo.
And you have 12 children? Is that what you said?
She refers to her vagina as her poop.
Do they still explode out when that happened at the 12th one, or did that one just fall out?
Oh, that for me, they constantly explode
Okay.
every time because of,
It's like a T-shirt blaster gun at basketball game.
yes, yeah, exactly like that. I haven't had relations with my husband in a while, which is something personal I'm experiencing. Not
Oh, I see. Oh, he has an addiction
Yes.
he has
to elderlies.
He has specifically nudes, elderlies.
It's interesting. It seems like if there were, you can't obviously you get in trouble for looking at younger people
Right.
naked.
Yes.
It's interesting
there's
that
another side
you
to
should
it.
also get in trouble for looking at older people.
Sure. If
Thank
they
you,
don't want to be
Andrew.
looked at.
Right.
Me, I keep all my windows wide open. Anyone can take a look.
And do they?
Sure.
Do you?
I parade around.
But if you're well covered down there, which I assume you are,
With hair?
yeah,
Yeah.
then it's not really no one's seeing
But
anything.
sometimes people, that's what they're into.
Here's the thing.
the thatch.
Everyone loves to be looked at, except for when they don't want to be looked at. When I put on my Lululemons and I parade through San Marino and Pasadena, you better believe I want to be looked at, and I am.
Sure.
But when I go home and I shut my curtains and I eat my cookies, no, that's me time. Speaking of cookies,
It's too bad we didn't get to hear too much about
Yeah,
being
no, I'm sorry.
on Broadway as
I
child.
derailed. Do you want me to answer the question that you asked
no,
me?
please, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
If I recall, you're the one who took us down another path. You started asking us questions.
No, I know.
So-
Sorry.
So you're
I'm
2
so
days
fascinated.
old.
I'd
You're
love
a
you to-
shy infant, and your mother enrolls
So
you.
she puts me in at the Largo Recreation Center in Florida in a musical theater group. And I went there the first day. I must have been older than 3. Actually, when I was 3, she took me to see The Sound of Music. This is true.
Oh.
And I said to her afterwards, I said, I want to be Maria.
Yes.
And I think, oh no, I was going to say I urinated on her, but I urinated on my dad at Sesame Street Live. That's what I did.
Intentionally?
No, not intentionally, but he got really mad.
Was it
at me.
excitement?
It was
You think?
excitement.
Yeah,
Yeah, Grover,
sure.
I think, got me excited.
Oh,
Yeah.
as he does.
You know that song? La di da di da la di da. What's the name of that song? Yeah, got me going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so she put me thinking. I went home after the first day. I probably was 4 or 5, and I said, I love this. And so I kept going. And then when I was 7 years old, a Broadway show that was going to go to Broadway came to Florida to do a pre-Broadway tryout. And I went to my mom saw like an ad in the paper. I went to the casting call and met some woman who worked at the theater, and literally she hired me because I was polite and she liked my middle name, by the way.
See?
Harrison?
Ooh.
Was it named
Yeah.
after Harrison Ford?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, it was
What
named after.
did you? Sorry.
Well, no, my
was it?
grandmother's name was Harriet, and she
Oh.
died, so it was named after her. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
What did you sing at that audition?
I didn't have to sing. I just literally she hired me because
Just
I
'cause
was
you were
polite.
nice.
And
I
looked
was
at that
polite, but it
name.
was to be the understudy. And so then at the end of the run there, they were all packing up to go to New York. And I said to my mom, I want to go to New York with them. And she said, well, why don't you go ask the producer? So I walked down the hallway.
Wow.
And
Gumption.
and the producer was there. And I said, can I go to New York with you? And she said, have we even heard you sing ever? And I said, no. And she said, well, come to the orchestra pit at half hour. I went there. I sang a song.
What'd you sing?
I sang Lambeth Walk for Me and My Girl. That
Can
was
we hear
my-
a little bit?
No way.
Oh, all right.
And this was for Les Miserables.
No, this was for a show called Teddy and Alice.
Oh, okay.
And so then I sang, and then 15 minutes later, she said, yeah, you come to New York with us. And so we went to New York, and then one of the kids ended up getting fired because he was biting the other kids.
Oh.
And
like
and
you
then
do.
I took over his part, and it ran for like 3 months. But anyway, so there's the story. There you go.
Oh
Wow.
God! What an incredible turn of events. Did you and your mother said, "Come on, baby, let's go to New York and make you a star."
Make
she
mother some
she
money.
dropped everything.
No, she didn't actually.
Okay.
She went with me. We went to Baltimore first. She went with me to Baltimore and left my sister at home with my dad. And then I went to New York, and she went back and took care of my sister. And I had like a chaperone for a little while, and then she
That
came.
is how I know him. I was the chaperone.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay.
Chaperone and then later driver.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you have a long history.
Yeah,
Together.
yeah. It was yeah. Do you remember? Do you remember when we went out to California? I did a movie in California, and we brought her out. And then I used to do this. She used to make this like pasta with peas, and
Great protein in peas.
and I would like eat it like really really fast to make my sister laugh. And she got so fed up that one day she's just like, I'm out. This is totally true. She was just like, I can't take this anymore. I'm out of here. And I remember seeing her drive away in the taxi, and I could see her through the back window. It was really sad. We didn't talk for years after that.
Oh my God! And just like these peas and like pasta shells just spilling out of your mouth.
Yeah.
How did you
So
reconnect
rude.
after all this time?
So rude.
Facebook.
Yeah, she would send me memes and articles about like lumber and stuff.
Yeah, I build a lot of structures.
Yeah. Right. Just images of logs. She sends these
Yeah.
away too. Isn't this a
Yeah.
pretty log?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a firm.
Which is how I know a lot of our other guests, as you know, who I build shelves.
And and she also has been. I'm sure you guys know, but she's always fundraising.
Yes.
Sure, we know that.
So a lot of the time she keeps some in her own pockets, but that's a story for another day.
You got to run the fundraiser. You got to run it with something.
Yes.
You need to keep a little bit.
So she's asked me for money over the years.
Oh, okay. Well, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
So-
always do you have any current GoFundMe's right now?
Yeah, I do. I have one for children.
For just to raise children?
Well, I'm just raising money for children. If something goes down with a child somewhere, I'll have it.
Go.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good. I know she always likes to have some GoFundMe going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Interesting. Listen, when you guys lived in New York together, tell me about your living situation.
it's a studio.
Was it a studio?
Yeah.
Was it one of those
We had
New
a
York
curtain.
studios that you're like, send up the heat? Oh, here's rats again. Where's
it
the
was
rat
weird.
trap?
How old were you at that time?
20.
Yeah, and I was the first. Obviously, I met her when I was like 8, but it got a little weird when I was like 14, and she was 20.
Yeah.
Doing the math.
When he could kind of check out my curves, it got weird
Right.
because
right.
I got good curves.
God,
Yeah.
this is, it sounds like a show, a play in itself. But you were there. You were there for it. Well, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Paula. And because you raised a fine young man. So after this experience in Teddy and Alice, you went on to
Les Miserables.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. The day that Teddy Now's closed, I got a call. My mom called and said, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is that the show's closing. The good news is you have an audition for Les Mis. Yeah. And actually, when we went to see Les Mis prior to that, and I said to her, just like I said, I want to be Maria. I never got to be Maria, but I did say to her, I'm going to be in that show. And she went, yeah, sure, whatever. And I ended up getting to be in it.
Did you say to her, listen, I was right, Mom?
Yeah.
You put me down and I succeeded.
Yeah.
You have this thing that's in you that is like, I'm going to do this. Just watch me. Stand back and watch me soar.
Don't believe me, just watch. That song. They met in a Simi Valley production of Cats.
But we were cast as Jellicle Cats, but like background Jellicle Cats, not even featured.
Well, how come?
Well,
they weren't
we tried our best,
taken
but
with us, I guess.
I didn't see
I've
our
actually never seen a production of Cats where any of the cats had other accents than, American.
meow. They meow.
Right.
My part was not sing. Jellicle Cats come out tonight.
She can meow in an English accent, an American accent.
Yeah.
Do it.
Meow.
Interesting. It still sort of sounds something else, but
Yeah.
I agree.
are you working on it at all, or?
No, because they didn't work out for us, and I don't have the patience for rejections. And we had this crazy opportunity come our way, and I
So
think
they
we're
said, let's do a podcast.
Well, that's
instead.
what I'm saying. Like you had. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You had no rejection.
Right.
You were kept
Right.
having these positive outcomes.
Yeah, but then it's the second you start having those rejections, you stop asking, right? Because it's like it's different when you're a
that's
7-year-old
interesting.
kid, and people are like, "Oh, that's cute," but you
with
you
a
ask,
middle name like Harrison.
ask
yeah.
as an adult, it's not quite as easy.
That's true. So at one point, were you like, did the day you got the first no feel like, oh, now I'm not a child anymore?
Yeah,
Yes, God.
yeah.
What?
Wow.
Can I ask a question?
I guess.
I'm curious how you go from Broadway to saying like, "Hey, I want to do television things." How did that happen? Did you look also at the TV and go, "Hey, I want to be in a milk commercial"?
and your
Like,
mom
what-
said, "Oh, fat chance."
"Yeah, you can do Broadway, but you're not going to get on television. Not with your teeth. Not with those teeth we had to have yanked."
I mean, I didn't think I would get. I don't think that. I think it wasn't necessarily that easy to.
Was it not the exact same feeling as when you were, like, when you wanted to get on Broadway? You said, "I don't want to do that
No,
thing,"
it was-
but
no.
it wasn't the same thing as TV.
No, this was much harder.
Got it.
That was yeah, but also yeah, it's just hard. It's hard. It's harder to get on TV.
Can you talk
also, I was a
about-
kid, so it was a different thing.
Like, how do you get through a hard moment when there's a no?
Yeah, if you get a no,
I've become very immune to it.
I love it.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't. Well, occasionally, it's. I think if you, none of you act at all.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. We gave it a shot. And now we mostly interview people who have made it in order to glean some sort of, I don't know, inspiration, see where we went wrong in case we decide to get back at it one day.
How did you all know? How do you all know each other?
Cats. And she taught my son to run.
Oh, you taught her son to run.
Yeah, I'm a running coach.
I didn't know you were up to
for
that.
children.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 That's so interesting. I wish you.
I was working at her son's school.
I wish you had been a coach when we were living together because I'm terrible. I was terrible at running. People used to make fun of me all the time.
Well, that's later. That's what gave me the inspiration because I said I did that kid wrong.
Yeah.
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 That was one of the first foundations she ever told us about, was the Andrew Runs Foundation.
Can I tell you a quick story about the Andrew Runs Foundation?
To help kids run. Based on you, it's funny that she never told you about it.
No, he was just the inspiration.
Raised
But
millions of
I still
dollars.
worry to this day. If someone wants to attack you, you're not escaping it. You were a really slow runner.
Terrible. I used to
Yeah.
get a stitch in my side. Do you? I don't know if you remember this, but when she went on tour with me on Les Mis as my chaperone.
Sure.
And so we would eat every day. We would stay in hotels. We'd eat out every day, right? Obviously. And the portions that would come would be adult-sized portions. It's a lot of food for a 10-year-old kid. But she would make me
Eat it.
finish all of it,
Clean plate
Clean
club.
your
Yeah.
plate.
Yep.
Clean Play Club.
even though I got heavy. Yeah, which
He
made
never
my
looked
running
better.
worse.
He never looked better.
Yeah, well, yeah, it also made me grow taller, which got me fired.
Oh no, from
So.
the children's roles.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
stronger though.
I mean, not really. It's now my weight fluctuates quite a bit, probably because of it. Anyway,
wow, that's a lot to
Paula has
It
put
sounds
that.
like you maybe owe Andrew an apology.
I think he looks fine now.
Well,
Yeah,
he does, but if
I
he's
don't eat.
attacked,
I don't eat except I only eat 1 meal a day now because I can't.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a salad? One of your meals could be a salad, and then you could have another meal.
I think he's heard of a salad.
Yeah, no, I've definitely heard of a salad. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So he's immune to rejection.
Oh yeah,
immune
no,
to
I'm not. So
rejections.
yeah, I mean, I mean, you get used to it after how many times have I been rejected in my life? You know, I mean, we're
Doesn't
talking.
seem like
hundreds.
But
many.
have you? Because
Thousands?
that's the question that people don't understand. They see someone on television or Broadway and they think it's all roses.
Constant.
Because here's what I see. I see
Broadway,
IMDb, and I see
TV.
TV,
Yeah.
TV.
Movies.
So who's saying no to you?
Like
Because there's a lot of
it's
stuff.
a lot
on
of
there.
yeses.
Probably, I mean, easily 99.8% of people are saying no
That's
to me.
a shocker
Whoa.
and
Wow.
inspirational that you keep going.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It is kind of shocking that anyone would keep going, right?
Can I go back to one question, child actor? Some other people I know who started acting as children or later, who knew that they wanted to
Sure.
act, would watch other children in TV and movies and think, where'd they find this guy? You know, I could do better than that.
Is there that's a
Was
question?
that your takeaway? Like, were you watching the human head is 10 in, and thinking,
Yeah.
where'd they find this kid?
What show
I could do
was
better than
that?
That was Jerry.
That was
Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
Oh.
That's actually a good impersonation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe you should still act.
Did you hear that?
Oh Jesus!
I mean, I think you would be
Thank you, Andrew.
you would be great, Lana. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like it might be harder for you, just accent wise, in America. Where are you from?
Everywhere. I've grown up everywhere. I got my graduate degree in Panama University of Women's. But I deal with rejection everywhere because of my ethnicity and dialects.
Yeah.
And people want to put me in a box. I want to put people in my box. And I get rejected a lot. I'm in an open marriage because of it. So when I get rejected, it's like, bye, I'm driving to Simi Valley because two of my lovers live there. They both live with their family. One lives with his wife and son. The other one lives with his elderly parents. So there's never a no because if you have a lot of choices, you can go to the choices.
Right. That's
Don't
smart.
box yourself in.
What did you major in Panama?
Women's journalism.
Oh,
Yeah.
have you ever done anything with that?
I'm sitting in front of a
you're right. No, you're
microphone right now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's great.
I'm using my journalistic skills. I learned how to ask questions properly. I learned how to listen and make banter.
How
Sure.
much did it cost?
I got a full scholarship because they needed diverse people. And for there, I was so diverse. I checked every single box except for American Eskimo.
That's the only thing you're not.
That's the only thing I'm not a 0.0 percentage of because my forebearers did not like cold weathers.
Sure.
So I'm not like Felicity, who is as pure as the driven snow, 100% whatever.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's an American Eskimo?
So there's Eskimos all over, and there's Eskimos in cold parts everywhere. Like there's Japanese Eskimos
Oh.
and Greenland Eskimos and Iceland Eskimos. But they have different words to call them the Eskimos.
Oh,
American Eskimos are American Eskimos. They're like cowboys of the ice.
Are they people who live in igloos only? Is that what makes somebody that?
Well, a long time
Also,
ago,
is it derogatory? Are we even allowed to say Eskimo anymore?
they're
I don't know.
indigenous people that Americans took over. That's
All
where
right.
the American label is put on.
Oh, I see.
It's bad. We're right now on the land of the Tongva tribe,
Sure.
stolen lands. But do continue with your story of being a child actor.
You're doing Les Mis.
we're doing Les Mis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're the one that's up there.
Yeah.
During the show, I took
She
walks.
dated one of the guys in the.
I dated someone. I
Cast.
took walks. I took nice long dates during
bet.
those performances because there's only so many times you can watch it.
When did you? I have a
I know
question
the whole
for you.
thing by
I've always
heart.
been curious about. When did you and Gary? When would you like actually have sex? Because I never, like we
Stairwells. Backstage, there was a curtain, and that we wrapped the curtain around us, and people would say, "Why is that curtain moving?" We made it work.
Gary was a part of the tech, right? I can't imagine her actually dating an actor. Far too
No.
emotional.
Yeah, too
He was a
emotional for me.
woodworker who built the
Actors are
sets.
so
correct.
they like to cry. They like to.
No, she doesn't
you
like
know,
that.
They
And
like
if
to
anybody,
look in your eyes and say "I love you" and that kind of stuff.
she doesn't want anyone to fall in love with her.
No,
Oh.
no. Let's keep it fun. Let's keep it light.
Yeah. But so I'm putting aside the question that you asked me, what have I ever done with my journalism? I'm going to continue asking you journalistic questions,
Right.
such as continue.
That's not a question.
Well, I want to give him free breath.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still want to understand. How do you go from Broadway to get a does the TV gig fall in your lap and you go, oh, okay, I guess I'll do this next?
I
Even though
auditioned
know
for a
the
movie
story.
while I was in New York. Before I left New York for a movie that was about summer camp called A Pig's Tale, and I got that job, and that took me out to Los Angeles where we filmed this movie that nobody ever really saw. And then
Well, because it's about camp and it's called A Pig's Tale.
People were confused.
Is
Yeah,
a pig's
I'm
tail a
already
double
confused.
entendre for?
yeah, T-A-L-E.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was for like a body part.
For what?
A body part. A
No.
teenager's body part. Like pink with no hair yet.
Was it fat camp?
A pig's tail.
You thought it was for penis?
Well, he said it was
You thought it was for a
he
prepubescent
said it was a
penis?
coming of age story.
God.
Was it a fat camp?
No, it wasn't. No. Anyway, and then I went back to Florida and I went to high school and I did I did a movie called Major Pain, and then they told me you actually love that.
It's my favorite film is Major Pain.
Yeah.
But
What do you love about it?
I just love the wordplay.
Right. Oh, right. You love word. That's why you're curious about Pig's Tail. Yeah.
Because he's a pain, but he's lovable, but his name's spelled P-A-I-Y-N-E.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
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 It's
I thought
really
it was
smart.
clever.
Yeah.
And also it was one of the few movies that was dubbed into almost every language.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Oh.
interesting that would be one of the few
They
movies.
screened it in Panama.
Yeah. You should be getting residuals from Panama.
Yeah. Do you own it?
The copy of it?
Yeah.
I owe it on one of the Blu-ray discs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's in a beautiful sleeve with art.
Sure.
Unique art cover.
Anyway, so then I went to Florida and I went to college and took time off from obviously from pursuing acting and then after college I came back down to Los Angeles and started auditioning for things and didn't get any jobs for a very long time. Not even any callbacks.
No, one thing we know about you is that you went to, that I think everyone needs to know, is that you went to Stanford
Yeah, it's not just-
University and not any college.
It's for smarties.
So on top of everything else, you're really smart.
Well,
How did you get in?
I think part of the reason I got in was because they like to admit people that are
well-rounded.
Working
either well-rounded
professionals.
or they like the class to be well-rounded. So they like to get like a pole vaulter and they get like a guy who did some musicals and brought, So I think I probably wasn't one of the smarter people
So you're
there.
medium smart, but you were interesting.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you majored in,
Computer science.
and how does that come to pass?
I just was really interested in it.
Did you have it? What did it give you a job in LA while you were trying to get auditions?
No, which is
Oh.
a shame. But I did get 2 job offers after there was like a job fair and everybody's like walking through the job fair and I was walking through and I was like, oh, this is interesting. What's going on here? Like in the open area, quad area or whatever. And I stopped at this motor table for Motorola. And they pretty quickly were like, oh, I said I major in computer science. They said, oh, well, why don't we fly you out to Schaumburg, Illinois to do an interview? And I was like, awesome, a free
Wow.
trip to Schaumburg, Illinois.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
It's a great city.
So I went out there and it was super depressing. And but I did leave with it. It was really depressing. And I remember talking to they gave you you got an hour like an employee, you can ask them whatever. And I said, well, what's it like? And he's like, well, I go to my desk and I code and then I get some snacks and then I code some more and then I go and I get lunch in the cafeteria and then I come back. And it was literally like that. I was like, oh, this is not.
Soul
sad.
crushing.
After you've, lived, sang, danced on stage with people like,
You can't turn back
you
after
can't.
that.
How do you go to Schaumburg, Illinois?
So anyway, but I got my job offer. I got an offer, and then I got another offer from Adobe, and I actually strung Adobe along. Adobe didn't even want to give me an interview, but I submitted my resume twice, and then when I went to the interview, the guy said, you know what? I saw that you submitted your resume the first time, and he goes, I said no originally. And I said, why? He goes, because it's so clear to me that you're going to move to LA and become an actor.
Oh.
So this is just a waste of time. And I was like, nope.
Oh, no.
No, I love
Wow.
Adobe. I love Photoshop. I want to be involved in Photoshop. I just thought it was so cool. And by the way, had I taken the job, which I didn't take, obviously, I would have probably been like, I could have worked there for 5 years and just like been like, then moved to LA and not have to worry about money or,
Right.
as much. You know what I mean? So kind of a stupid move. But
I don't think so.
No.
No, because look at you now.
Yeah.
Was part of that calculation, computer science calculation, like a thank you to your mother and father for being like, sure, drop out of school and go and
No.
okay.
No, it was because I was really interested in it,
Yeah.
And Stanford doesn't have at the time didn't have like a lot of theater going on there anyway. So, but also it seemed like maybe majoring in theater was not going to be beneficial. But I'll tell you what wasn't beneficial is majoring in computer science and then going into the arts. Although I learned a lot.
Do you compute like when you're doing acting? Are you computing things in your head?
Yeah.
Great question.
Yeah.
It gives you an edge.
It gives me an edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, though, you did do some schooling in LA because you went to classes at the Groundlings Theater.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
When and all that, were you already working when you started taking classes at the Groundlings, or not quite yet?
A little bit, but not much. But I went to see a show in 2001, I think, or it was 2001, and I saw a Sunday Company show that had old Sunday Company is like before the main company, and it had like
It's confusing over there.
yeah.
We can't figure it out.
It had a really impressive cast of like just great people that have gone on to do amazing things. And so I remember going and seeing that and saying, "Wow, I want to do that. I want to do that, but there's no way I'll be able to do that because they were just so mind blowing." And so I started taking classes there. And then in 2003, I think, or 2004, I took a class that like made me get an eye twitch because it was so intense. This writing class, and then. But I passed it, and then I didn't. And then I took 10 years off before I took the next
Yikes.
class.
10 years.
Yeah, because I was scared that I wouldn't. And the truth is, I probably wasn't ready to take. I don't know if I needed to wait 10 years, but
Risk calculations. Yeah.
yeah,
It's kind of cultish over there,
yeah,
At the
In what
Groundlings?
way?
from what I've heard.
Oh.
yeah.
Okay. Did you
ever?
find that?
Yeah.
I didn't pass the first audition because they kept saying, stop doing such a over-the-top character. Stop doing over-the-top character. And I said, I'm not doing any character.
Yeah.
Just being myself. So it's
Yeah.
painful, but
I'm sorry.
it's okay. I have a
Yeah.
podcast now, so
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who wins?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I think you do.
Yeah. Do you ever even see a show there though? I think a lot of people take classes there, but they've never even seen a show.
I know. No, I prefer like television variety shows, old
Yeah.
ones.
Why were you going to take classes there?
Because a friend said, "Oh, that's what you have to do if you want to be somebody," and I'm like, "I don't think so."
She also has a very difficult time making friends, so she was often taking classes to make friends. That's how these two made friends. So that's
Right.
the whole reason she tried to do Cats.
Yeah, people
Trying
aren't
to get
ready
some
for me.
female friends.
Just like you weren't ready, and then you went back. What did you do in that 10-year period of time, though?
I started writing a lot
Wow.
more, and I got better at writing.
Like
I think.
journaling, or
I'm
I'm gonna guess scripts. Lana.
Lana, use.
We're talking about the biz.
yeah,
yeah,
script.
but journals can lead to things.
Sure.
But seriously though, seriously, you're performing on stage at the Groundlings. You're writing scripts, selling them, having them made. Movies, TV. How do you stay grounded? Okay. And can I ask this question? I happen to know that you're a cookie chef?
Yeah,
And do
I'm a cookie chef.
and does cookie chefing ground you and provide balance to your life?
I like doing it, but I find it very frustrating. And when I bake a batch that is not quite as good, it gets really get really frustrated, and I have to keep baking more and more until I get it right again. So
I
it's
also
frustrating.
make a
can
lot
tell
of
you
cookies.
something
I
about-
pray over my batter.
Yeah.
Do you pray over your batter?
No, I don't pray, but I do throw away batter that's not perfect.
I had a
He doesn't
short
pray.
blog
Oh,
called
I thought you were gonna get mad, but you didn't.
The Battered Woman, and I got a lot of responses that were not about cookie batter. So
Gotcha. That's
I canceled
yeah.
I'm going to tell you something about Andrew Harrison Leeds right now.
Okay.
Perfectionist.
Mm.
Part of why I had to get out of there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's what you're like with your cookies. You want them to be great. You want them to be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
And if you taste a cookie and you're like, hey, this cookie's better than mine, you're back to the drawing board.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken a pan of cookies and slammed them on the ground and said, not perfect?
I slam every pan of cookies on because
yeah.
to
Loosens
flatten
them.
them, you got to
like
flatten
that.
them.
Yeah.
Sure, sure.
You want them to sort of collapse, you know, get a nice texture. No, but I've been very disappointed in myself. Right now, I'm going through a pretty bad phase, actually, if you want to know the truth.
Oh.
Yeah.
With cookies or just
With
life?
cookies.
Oh.
Yeah, with cookies. Yeah, because I decided that I thought they were too thick, and so I was trying to change the thickness, and then changing the thickness, you start changing the flavor, and now I've gone down a road, and I don't know how to get out of it.
Well, you got to calculate the ratios of the nuts or the chips that you're using.
I think you got to start back on those thick cookies and start
I think
from there.
thick is important.
Yeah, you like a thick
Yeah,
cookie?
thick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crispy
just
on the
go back
outside.
to there and then start. You can't work backwards. Now it sounds like you made a mess.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Me?
Which one?
I want to ask her.
Lana?
Okay.
Do you so you have two other?
I have lots, but the two main ones are both in Simi Valley. And then I do have a partner who I live with,
With it that she has a son with.
that I have a son with,
Gotcha.
17-year-old son,
Oh,
who's very tall.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. What does your partner do?
He is actually a chef.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he doesn't do baking.
Oh.
Yeah. So one of the grandmothers of the guy that one of the other guys I'm seeing, she's a great chef.
Yeah.
Abuelita, she's Hispanic and she makes great things. Sometimes we don't even make love. We're just over there eating her food and things of this nature.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hey, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we're at that time where we got to start heading into the wrap up phase.
Well, I would just want to highlight
start.
one other thing about Andrew Leeds.
But can I ask one question first? Because here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You had for you on Broadway, Les Mis was that like, whoa, this was the thing I really want to do and I did it. Was there a moment in Hollywood where you said, oh, I want it, this felt like my break here. So Les Mis was my New York break, but in LA, this felt like something changed and like I'm maybe in a different playing field than I was prior.
I don't know that I don't think it ever. I mean, I could be wrong. I've never really felt that.
No.
No, I don't.
It's just felt like a slow, steady.
Not even when you were with Ted Danson singing?
I didn't sing with Ted Danson. I sang with his wife.
Well, same thing.
The same thing.
Yeah, they're the same.
No, I mean, I just think it's always hard. It's all you know. It's never. I don't think it's ever.
Hard to celebrate the wins because it's like so much work.
Well, then you got to find another job. I think even like, I mean, even if you're like this, I mean, there are very few like movie stars, right? But like, I think there are very few people that get every role that they want to play, right? So, so I don't know if I've ever felt like, oh, now I've reached this level. I think it's just sort of like
Always hustling for the next thing.
Well,
Yeah.
hats off to you for being a singer on Broadway and parlaying a singing career to television. But that doesn't happen very often.
No, and also you've made it as a human being.
Yes.
oh, that's nice.
You know?
That's right.
You're kind, you're generous, you're creative, you're smart, you're giving back, you have friends.
And if I can, he's putting on a huge benefit show.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure when this podcast is going to come out, but
It'll probably be after the show.
well, I'm just going to say that he cares about the community.
He's also genius, director,
He's a
writer,
genius
creative
director,
genius.
writer.
And what an idea for
singer.
the show is a one night only where the actors they only find out what they're doing 2 days prior to showtime. They find out it's a big
They
musical.
get one night.
They get
one night.
They get one night to learn it. Yeah,
One night to learn
They
it.
can find out the day before, really.
Day before they find
parts
out.
are. Yeah.
24
Can you
hours.
imagine?
24 hours.
No,
and
that
then they
would
have
be
to
a
put
shit
on
fest.
a big show.
Shit
It
fest.
sounds like a shit fest.
Piss
But
fest.
not if you got good people who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well,
They can
that's
get in there
exactly
and
what,
they do
and he does know good people.
Well,
That's
the other
right.
groundlings people, they're very trained in being able to do something
Yeah.
like that.
Malleable, yeah. Well, you're
Malleable,
good at
sure.
wrangling and using your genius to give back. You should be despite apparently 98.9% rejections, to me, you're succeeding in life.
Oh, that's very
What,
nice. I
what would be
appreciate
your
it.
Sorry, you got a question?
No.
I see your lips moving
No, ask
over
a
there.
question.
Well, I guess I want to know what your
Oh God.
Oh, are you okay?
next. What
Sorry, you lost
do you
your
most
chance.
want to be doing next? Like, would you love to go back to Broadway? Do you want to be singing?
I would
you have
love
the voice of an
yeah.
angel.
Oh, that's very sweet. I would love to be doing it. I'd love to do a musical in New York. That would be incredible.
Which musical would you want to do?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
Maybe a brand new one that we've never heard of
million
yet.
that I'd love to. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's so hard because a lot of the things that I would love to do, I might not actually be at all right for. Like, it's like in your mind, you still like think like, oh, I'd love to do whatever it is, but it's like, oh, I'm 20 years too old for that now. So just so you asked me what I would most like to do, who's your most favorite child?
Shirley Temple.
Oh, I meant of your children. Or did you have a child named Shirley Temple?
Yes, she named one of her kids after Shirley
The
Temple.
littlest
Did,
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Is she talented?
No.
But you love her.
But I love her. She just push her around and give her little lollipops and put little bonnets on her. We take lots of pictures.
How old is she?
I don't think she's developing.
Oh,
She's staying pretty small.
She's pretty small.
Well, that's on you because you've been doing this thing where you're
That's
not
on
feeding
me.
her as much because you
Well,
won't
that's
because she's
on
your
me. I
youngest and
do
you don't want to
keep
let
her-
go.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She wants her to go into the industry.
I do. And, everyone knows this. If you can stay looking young, you work more.
right.
Is that correct?
Yeah, but if you can stay looking older, you get more sex from your husband, right?
If you're me, well,
Yeah,
then yes.
touche.
Well, I think you need to go to Broadway and you need to create the computer science guy. You're perfectly cast for the lead role, and the song can be numbers and numbers, putting it together.
Sure.
Numbers and numbers, adding and subtracting. Computer science is my game. I am the
great.
computer guy.
What if you had to give advice to someone, maybe whether it be a young actor or just a human going through life, and life is hard.
Life is hard.
What would you say? Like, what would you say? What would be your nugget of wisdom to share?
What would be my nugget of wisdom to share to somebody just going through life?
Yeah, or if you want to make it specific
I
to
think-
acting, either way.
I think I would say be kind to people and try to know when you should avoid people that are maybe not as kind.
Ooh, that's good.
That's a really big one.
I'm glad. I think we're on the kind list, and I
Don't
feel happy
don't
about
ever
that.
avoid us because we are your kind of people.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love you so much.
Oh, that's so nice.
Andrew Leeds, everybody.
Andrew Harrison
It's
Lee.
great to see you again after all these
Great
years.
to see you.
It's beautiful.
I'd love to talk to you about
Reunion.
getting some cash for my.
She just fell out of her
I know a
chair.
little bit.
Yeah.
Getting some cash
She
for my
got very
fundraiser.
nervous.
Yeah, and we'll work on that. Yeah.
Multiple Talking Women is hosted by Lauren Burns, Ariane Price, and Lisa Shurga, and produced by Cara Fano and Amelia Misko at Stampede Ventures for the Stampede Podcast Network. Okay, I'm done now.